My name is Eli Green. I am with City Kitties, one of the volunteers that helps run City Kitties and make it exist. So I've been involved pretty much behind the scenes for most part of this. Lou Alexander has been the one who's been here on a daily basis, making sure that we did everything possible to get in this building and get these cats out. And so answering people's emails, handling donations, being media contact, doing anything that needed to be done. Starting this week, once we saw Sadie in the window, we really ramped up our efforts. We knew that there were other cats in there, and we really wanted to get them out. And so we started calling on the community to help us. We borrowed traps from just about anybody who would give us traps. We're partnering with Project Meow, who's a local TNR group. They're trapping the perimeter of the building just in case any of the other cats have made it out and are wandering around looking for people. We have basically stood here for 12 to 15 hours a day this entire week. And I do believe that's actually the only reason that we've been able to get the last cats out is because we stayed until the owner showed up. We stayed until anybody who would listen to us and could help us would. And finally our persistence paid off. And I think getting the last few cats out of this building has been just because we were here. Not because of politics, not because of lawyers, not because of anything else, but because we had the ability to be here on a daily basis. As of this morning, we have pulled all the traps out of the building. The building is getting increasingly dangerous. All the traps we pulled out this morning have no signs of life in them, so no cats went in the traps overnight, which is a great relief to us. It makes us feel like we are not leaving cats in the building. At this point, the cats are so hungry that they would have gone in the traps last night had they been in the building. We've also had the opportunity to work closely with the residents and to be here and help them carry their possessions out of the building, to rally community members to come to the protest and help get media attention for this. We've had hundreds of emails of people, offering to help. How can they help? What can they do? I think people are just generally outraged about the cats and about people not being able to get their possessions and not being able to have their identity documents that allow them to travel, outside the city or outside the country to go back to places where they're from. And it's really just because of the persistence of a lot of people that any of this has happened. The city gave up weeks ago. We used Facebook and other social media to our means to call people out. We had probably about 500 people call the mayor's office starting last week just to keep badgering them to make sure that this was not an issue that was forgotten. So while we were here doing this, we had a whole bunch of other people who all that they could do was call or email, and they were doing it repeatedly. And so this has truly been a community effort. The residents supported us in trying to get the cats out. We supported them in trying to get their possessions out. They greatly tolerated two people who they didn't know up until a week ago, spending every day with them and trying to help them. And so at the end of the day, I think that there are very small successes. People have gotten as many possessions out as they could have. Unfortunately, several people, due to the location of the fire, will never get anything back. But the people who could, did. We got cats out, and we just want to make sure that this never happens again. A cat should not have to spend 40 days in a burnt-out building hoping and begging and pleading for someone to deal with politicians and lawyers to save its life. And we're afraid in the future because we can't be at every fire. We don't live around the block from every fire that happens. And so what happens when there's fires like this and nobody's there to care about the cats? So we're working to make sure that this never happens again.